Radio Shouty.
The guy who they picked on, it was the right guy because I already was educated to deal with the politics of the land because, you know, just like my uncle, you know, being an entrepreneur, eventually it was going to come bother with me because I'm a black man. I own my own record company.
That's right.
I ain't affiliated with no record company. You know, ain't no white guy getting no money out of this deal right here. I'm going to be an easy target.
Yeah.
Like my uncle was. So then I became the target. You know, because at the same time I was doing the same. We were saying the same thing on record. It wasn't no different than what Dice Clay was saying.
Yeah.
Because you had comedians like Red Fox, you name it, Dolomite.
Richard Pryor.
You had Millie Jackson singing the songs.
Yeah.
You feel me? So we wasn't the first, but we were hip hop. We were rap, and that was the whole thing. And see, people, and that's why I say the book is important for this book to come out right now. It's important for all hip hop lovers, especially people in the South. You know, they need to read this book, and they'll get a clear understanding as the things that we had to go. It's almost like a slavery book.
Yeah.
Because we were technically enslaved.
Now,
we had to go sit in the corner and not be put on tours. You know what I'm saying? Dudes doing big old tours, and we done sold 1 million records, and we can't get on the tour because they wasn't having it.
Now, with that being said, how important was it for you to put your comrades on? You know, you got the pit bulls, you know, the trick dads, and putting them in the game.
Exactly, and that's so. And that thing there, I mean, and when you read the book, you'll hear the transition, and then you look at the timeline. When you look at the timeline, 1991, 1986. How many record companies was around in '86 that was putting their own artists on? The artists putting on. We revolutionized the whole game because what happened was people then say, man, they saw me on the cover of the Source magazine. They looked and said, man, well, I want to, damn, this dude's saying something. And then when guys start opening up to us, like the Kool Moe Dees and all them other world, and the Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince and all, when they, man, how you doing this? And so, you know, I was putting them up on game.
They're on the game now.
You feel me? So then guys then went back and were like, yo, we want this same thing. And so that's when you started getting the LaFace records.
Yeah.
It became, you know, those guys were happy by giving Atlantic, giving CBS, giving all these companies, giving Def Jam, who owned by CBS and all. They were happy by being on those labels.
Yeah.
So then now you got everybody saying, hey, look, you know, we want to start our own label, but then, you know, even the industry, you know, they say we got to make an adjustment because this dude, Luke, who we really trying to blackball out the game, he done messed up the game because dudes now want to be entrepreneurs. So now you got Cruz, you got the Cash Moneys and all these people of the world. You got So Def, you got LaFace records, you got Bad Boy, you got all the Masterpiece stuff and all that. You got Swab House, you got all these. And so we're at the forefront of that. And so when I tell people they need to understand the history, we were doing that, but then what the industry did was they did it slick. They say, man, these dudes want their own company. This would be good for us on one hand, and they could put their own guy, put their other guys on, but we can't let them have the same ownership of them masters like Luke. And so that's the part that them guys did not get because that's when they shut me down and they shut my voice down and they blackballed me out the entire business because I done hip them to the game of being their own entrepreneurs. But then the other part of that, you need to own your own masters.
Yeah.
They didn't get that, so the industry then gave them guys them production deals. And they say, oh, you got a label. It's called Bad Boy. But we own your masters. So then they basically gave you, we'll let you produce 10 artists and now your deal is worth $100 million. You feel me? So everybody had them kind of deals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? LaFace and all of them had them kind of deals. So they did not understand the other part because they say we got to shut this dude's voice down.
Radio Shouty.